Welcome to episode 12 of my podcast. My guest today is a Filipina immigrant nurse, and she has a degree in Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She is a registered nurse, and she has masters in spiritual psychology and also a credentialed professional coach through the International Coaching Federation. She has a very interesting life journey as a nurse and as an immigrant. So join us in our conversation today so you gain more insights on how to embrace your power and find your voice. So let's welcome my guest, Karen Retardo. Karen, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Doctora. Nice to be here.
Thank you for your presence. So could you please introduce further yourself to our audience?
Yes, well, my name's Karen Retardo. I'm a mindset and empowerment coach, and I'm also still working as a nurse. I'm a case manager, utilization management nurse. And basically, I help Filipino immigrant nurses and really all professionals from different walks of life and helping them build authentic confidence so they can create, the life, the career, and maybe even a business that truly aligns with them. And a big part of my work is helping them navigate self-doubt, imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome, it's that sneaky inner voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough, and helping them show up more confident with clarity and courage.
That's true. That's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
So in your bio, you mentioned that you migrated as a nurse, like an immigrant nurse, right? So how was that moment? Can you share it with us?
Oh my goodness, Dr. Susan, I still remember it clearly. It was in 1994. That's the time that I migrated here, and it felt like a dream come true, but at the same time, there was also like feeling of overwhelm and a little scary because back then I was only 20 years old, full of hope, but at the same time, here entering a new country, a new world. So there was that nerves and angst inside of me. And my first job at that time was in a nursing home. And that's when I realized, oh my goodness, like the American hospital system is so different from the Philippine hospital system. And that was 30 plus years ago. And here in America, their technology is way advanced. So they had IV pumps, they had feeding pumps. Back in the Philippines, then not yet. I was born and raised in Baguio City, Philippines. So I had to learn quickly and realize like, oh wow, so different. Yeah.
That is so true, because when I did my residency training here, I was also trying to figure out everything. Everything is new, the setting, the system. That is really hard. So I know what you're talking about. So how does these challenges shape you as a person and as a nurse?
Well, those challenges, Dr. Susan, they were my teachers. I consider them my teachers because it really taught me how to be resilient. It taught me about self-leadership, and I realized that, being a leader, you don't need to know everything. Everything doesn't have to be right.
Correct.
You just need to be you just need to show up fully and try to figure things as we go, right? So like these challenges, and not only did it teach me resilience and leadership, but here in America, diverse, patients, not like in the Philippines, all majority Filipinos, but here different cultures. So learning to be like an effective communicator too, and really knowing how to express our needs and be able to communicate with our patients.
And interact with them well and see their needs. That's nice. It was a transformative impact on you. So that's good. So what made you decide to become a professional coach?
Oh, back in 1997, I took a personal growth seminar. And after 90 days, I got all of the goals that I set. I set 4 goals. And I was just amazed and excited, like, oh my goodness, if this is possible for me, it could be possible for other people. And I wanted to share it. And especially, in the immigrant community, we're like the quiet ones. We play small. We don't speak up. We're not assertive. And I'm like, oh, I want to share this because I wanted to empower our people, to find their voice. And
we just work hard, we just stay quiet, and the day goes by, but we have that quality, we have that skills. So that's a big plus a big help to the Filipino community, especially the new nurses coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice. I read your blog and you wrote something about things that you don't want to regret in your life. And then in that blog, you mentioned about 5 regrets of dying. And to me, that was very impactful. So could you share it to our audience?
Oh yeah, I'd love to share it because like it was also shared with me by a hospice nurse, and she shared because like the book Five Regrets of the Dying, it was written by a hospice nurse, and she mentioned like the 5 regrets of the dying. Like one is that I wish I had the courage to live a life that was true to me, not based on the expectation of others. And the second regret is that I wish I didn't work so hard. And third is that I wish I was courageous enough to share my feelings. Fourth, I wish that I stayed in contact with my friends. And the last one is that I wish I let or allowed myself to be happier. And for me, like the first one was really the one that got me like, oh yes, I wish that I lived a life, you know, I had the courage to live a life that's true to myself. So, because for me, like one of my deep wish for everyone, all people, is that I don't want them to be at the end of their life or be on their deathbed with their dreams still locked inside of them.
Yeah, when you mentioned that to me, for me it was also impactful. It's like a wake-up call that says, okay, set your priorities in life. So I would like to share it to our audience. I'm gonna repeat it because it's really very profound. So the 5 regrets of the dying is: number 1, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. And second, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Third, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Fourth, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5, I wish that I had let myself be happier. Isn't that so profound?
I know, Dr.
So
Susan.
I thought when we discussed it, I thought, I'm not gonna wait for that at the end, you know? It's like, okay, this is a wake-up call. You have to set your priorities. So that was so nice. So now, as an immigrant, so let's say if I'm an immigrant, whether I'm a nurse or in another profession, how would I know that I need the help of a professional coach?
Oh, thanks for that question, Dr. Susan, because most immigrants, you know, not just immigrants, other people, they don't consider working with a coach because it just, you know, for various reasons, but coaching was really helpful to me. Like, I'm grateful for hiring a coach because if not for a coach, I wouldn't be where I am. But like, you know, coaching is especially helpful, especially when you're feeling stuck. Like stuck, whether personally or professionally, and you just don't know what's the next step. You know, that's a good time to hire a coach. Or when you're paralyzed by fear or self-doubt, or sometimes with our, you know, cultural norms or conditions that holds us back from pursuing our heartfelt dreams. Or sometimes as caregivers, we prioritize everyone's needs and we forget about our dreams, our goals. And then as immigrants too, or people of color, we don't have the clarity or confidence to pursue leadership roles or career transition, or sometimes even, you know, explore entrepreneurship. And one question that some clients ask themselves too, like, you know, who am I? Why am I here? What's my meaningful contribution? And working with a coach, it's really great because it uncovers new possibilities, your limiting beliefs. So when you're having that nudge or you're hearing that quiet voice, like, oh, you start asking yourself, is this it for me? Is there more for me? That's probably a good time to talk to a coach.
And I think also the professional coach like you could see things from your point of view that I may not be able to see, right? So it's like another eye looking into my life and creating like a map, or okay, so this is where you're gonna go, this is the things that's gonna suit you. So I think that's important too, you know?
Oh, you mentioned that, like, because my coach mentioned it's like a coach is out, the client is driving the car and the coach is outside and saying like, oh, there's a car on your right, there's a car.
So it's like you map wherever you're gonna go that would be best for you, right? So what kind of life coaching method do you use to help your clients?
Well, I have quite a few modalities.
Okay.
Like for me, I customize it to what my client
Right.
needs. But I'm also a certified Gallup Clifton Strengths coach, so I help my clients really discover and uncover their natural talents, their strengths. I call it like, their zone of genius or greatness. And I'm also certified as a Lego serious play coach, because coaching doesn't have to be serious.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes using creative tools, bricks, blocks would help
Yeah.
break through those mental blocks that sometimes people would experience. And I also, incorporate mindset work, inner child healing, and deeper emotional exploration for clients to really understand or explore what's holding them back
Back,
or
yeah.
what's keeping them stuck. So then my master's in spiritual psychology, that really helps because we explore like, the mental, emotional, and spiritual levels of my clients.
Does your client, do they open up when you discuss, or do they choose the different methods, or you just adjust it?
Well, like I tell them it's a
Yeah.
safe space,
Yeah.
that they're in control. So if
Yeah.
it's starting to feel uncomfortable, they just let me know. But
Yeah.
I do my best to go where they don't want to
and go.
go and say,
And show to them
yes,
that, okay, this is probably the path that is for you. So
yes.
so if there are anybody in our audience listening or watching right now and wanted to get your professional help, so how do they get in touch, or how do they get started?
Oh, yes. Well, like you can email
Yeah.
me at hello@karenretardo.com, or you could direct message me too on Instagram or LinkedIn and just search for Karen Retardo. So if it's piquing your interest, you're curious, or just want more information, I would love to connect with all of you.
Yeah, because some who are watching probably wanted, do I need it or do I not need it? But there is that curiosity, probably that is like a start, like a stepping stone to say, hey, I think probably, Karen Retardo can help me. So why
Yes.
not, right? Why not
Yes.
try it? So if there is one thing that you want to say or impart to our audience, what would that be?
One thing that I would leave or share to the audience, whether they're immigrants, whether they're in healthcare or other professions, or whether they're Filipinos or not, is that, we need to remember that you are not your title, you are not your credentials or struggles, and that every experience or challenge that you've experienced,
Yeah.
it strengthens you to be who you are, your strength, your wisdom, your resilience, and to just truly embrace the journey,
Right.
because this helps you to become
Right.
in your who you're becoming.
Right.
And then for the new nurses, Dr. Susan, I want to address that, when caring for others, that includes caring for yourself too, and to not allow external pressure to really steal their joy or shake their worth, because
Yes.
we need to remember that who we are is enough. So just keep believing in yourself, trusting the process, keep showing up, because your story matters, your voice matter, who you are is enough, and you
Yeah.
matter.
Right, right. Because sometimes being in the healthcare profession, you tend to work, you tend to focus your time to like helping other people, to the point that we are forgetting ourselves, right? Until that burnout sometimes exists. And then now you're saying, okay, where do I go? What do I want, right? So probably if that, do not let it come to that part, probably like halfway to it, if you feel not comfortable anymore, then probably would say, okay, probably I would need help like from a professional coach.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like to really pay attention to our
Yeah,
body, because like
yeah.
our body gives signs, and if we're
Yeah.
starting to be stressed out or anxious,
Yeah.
like you said, you're so correct, Dr. Susan, to not let you allow
Yeah.
yourself to get to burnout.
Right,
Notice the red flags.
Right, listen to the signs, to the symptoms, because your body will tell you.
Yes.
It's like, okay, it's not going right. So, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presence today. Thank you for sharing your wisdom of knowledge. And I hope Karen and I, through this conversation, was able to give you helpful insights that will help you empower yourself. So do not be afraid to embrace your power, your journey, and be who you are, who you want to be in your life. So thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next episode, and take care of yourselves. Blessings.